Hello friends, I am Narendra Verma once again before you. Earlier we swept out the complete chapter on fundamentals of partnership. Okay, now we are going to start the third chapter in accountancy for class 12 CBSE syllabus, that is goodwill, nature and valuation. Okay, if we see according to the syllabus of CBSE, then this comes under the second unit of the syllabus. Okay, but if we go according to chapter, very first chapter we discussed NPO, second chapter we discussed fundamentals of partnership, and this is the third chapter, right? Okay, so nature and valuation of goodwill. So this chapter has some theoretical part and some numerical part. So very first we are going to cover the entire theoretical part. Okay, so in today's session we are going to have discussion on meaning and definition of goodwill, features of goodwill, or we can call them characteristics, kinds of goodwill, or we can call it classification of goodwill, nature of goodwill, factors affecting the value of goodwill, need for valuing goodwill, and methods of valuation of goodwill. Not in detail, but we will have a discussion on methods of valuation in brief right now. In the next video with the numerical, I will be tackling all the methods, right? So without wasting much time, let's start. So goodwill, let's start with this term. This term is the combination of two terms. One is good, another is will, right? So that can be the easy way to infer its meaning by this term as well. Okay, good means, good you already know, something better. Okay, and will means related to future. Okay, so if something is better going to happen in future, that hints towards goodwill. Now let's talk about the meaning of goodwill in terms of accountancy. Okay, because goodwill is not a new term for all of you. You must have heard a lot about it in your life. Okay, so often we talk to the people and we say that he is having high level of goodwill or she is having low level of goodwill. Okay, so more or less when we talk about goodwill, then we are talking about the credit facility. Okay, if one of my friends comes to me and start asking me for some money, okay, and I would borrow him money only in the condition when I know his previous history, when I have the surety that the person is going to return me money or not, right? So in general term, we understand only that meaning of goodwill, that the person is going to return my money or not. If the person is having very good record in previous history, then I can allow him the loan, whatever amount he wants. Okay, because I know he is having better goodwill. Okay, he is having high goodwill. Okay, and he will return my money in time. Okay, so this is what the meaning of goodwill understood by the layman. But in terms of accountancy, there is a bit different. Okay, more or less it is related to the same, but according to accountancy terms, we'll have to infer the meaning in that sense only. Okay, so let's understand that. For that, I would like to give you one example. Okay, let's understand there is Mr. A, okay, and he opened a restaurant. Okay, in that restaurant initially he has kept only the fast food like burgers, patties, ice creams, etc. Okay, now he opened this business, let's say for example in 2016, and right now we are living in 2020. Okay, so when he opened his business in 2011, then the goodwill of his business was nil because there was no previous record. Okay, now, okay, he started making the goodwill. He started generating the goodwill by selling the good quality of food. Okay, when he was selling good quality of food and providing good services to the customers, then customers started liking his food, and again they were coming to his restaurant only, right? Now after passing 4 years, okay, now he has good collection of customers. there are fixed customers that he has that will always come to his restaurant. They do not go to any other restaurant because they like only the food of this place, and the behavior of the manager and the services being provided there, the customers are very much impressed with all those things. Okay, so in these 4 years this person has gradually generated goodwill. Understood? Okay, so now he has gained goodwill. Understood? Fine. Now if he is going to sell his business to somebody else, say for example to Mr. B, if he is going to sell his business, then he will also get the amount of the goodwill. He will also get some additional amount on the name of goodwill. Say for example, the entire property value of this Mr. A is 20 lakh. Okay, but B is ready to give him 25 lakh because B knows that 20 lakh is the value of the property which is there. And what about the name that A has established? Okay, say for example he opened the restaurant by the name of Your Restaurant. Okay, so when Mr. B is going to purchase the business of Mr. A, then he knows the value of the infrastructure and property is 20 lakh. That is okay, but this brand name, this Your Restaurant, is there in the mind of the customers, right? The place is not going to change, only the ownership is changing. B will buy the same business and will take the benefit of the name that has been earned by A in these 4 years. Now don't ask me that why A is ready to sell his business. It may be possible that he has some different plans, okay, or he wants to make profit of this venture that he opened so far, and in future he is going to open something big. Okay, so that's his problem. That's another matter, but we are considering the example here. So Mr. B is ready to give 25 lakh, means 5 lakh he is giving additional. That additional amount is the value of the goodwill here. Understood the point? Okay, so with this example we can understand the meaning of goodwill. Okay, so goodwill is an intangible asset which places a business entity to a position where it can start earning huge amount of profit without extra efforts. The same is going to happen with Mr. B. If he buys the business at this point, then he is going to take the advantage of the efforts made by Mr. A in these 4 years, right? Understood? Okay, so that is what the intangible asset. Why? Because Mr. A is getting 5 lakh additionally for that. Okay, so this is what the intangible asset. Understood? Okay, or we can add here that goodwill is the present value of expected income in future, okay, in excess of the normal return on investment in tangible assets. Okay, let's understand it here. If we see from the point of view of Mr. B, okay, so Mr. B paid 5 lakh rupees in additional. So why? Because this is the present value of the future expected income that he is going to make. That is why he is paying the additional money, right? Okay, because he is going to get the advantage of that. Fine, he is making the investment of 20 lakhs, but he will be making the benefits more and more out of that. That is why at present he is giving the cost of that expected income in present 5 lakh rupees. Understood? Okay, we can add one more point here, that goodwill is the excess of price paid for the business in whole agreed over total tangible assets of the business. Means here we saw that Mr. A's tangible assets were worth rupees 20 lakh, right? And Mr. B is ready to pay 25 lakh. Okay, that is not like that only Mr. B is offering him 25 lakh. Maybe possible Mr. A is demanding that. Okay, so they both have agreed this amount, and this 5 lakh is the excess price paid over the agreed value of the tangible assets of a business. Understood? Okay, so this is what the goodwill. Fine. or we can just make a formula over here. So we can have a formula here. Goodwill is equal to purchase consideration minus net tangible assets. Okay, we see that purchase consideration is 25 lakh here, net tangible asset is 20 lakh, and the amount of goodwill will be 5 lakh. Understood? And let me tell you one more thing here. When we talk of net tangible asset, it means total tangible assets minus total liabilities, right? So this is the meaning of net tangible assets. Okay, so this formula is going to be useful for you in future. Okay, but right now I have just explained you the meaning of goodwill. Now on the basis of these points, we can form the definition of the goodwill, right? So I just write it down. So we can form this definition. Goodwill is an estimated value, because there cannot be the exact calculation of goodwill. All the time the value is taken on the basis of estimates, right? Okay, so goodwill is an estimated value of efforts made by an entity in past, right? Like we saw in the example that Mr. A made efforts during 4 years. Okay, so just because of that some value was created which was estimated at the time of selling. Okay, so goodwill is an estimated value of efforts made by an entity. Entity means business organization, business enterprise, firm, company, whatever you can call it. Okay, in past, which gives a probability that old customers will resort to old place, right? This is the probability. They just have a kind of probability for future that the old customers will come to the old place because the brand has been positioned in their mind. They are impressed with the services and the quality of the products. Okay, so that is why there is a probability that old customers will resort to old place, and it eventually results in higher profits. And what is going to happen by that? The higher profits will be made. Understood? So this is the definition which can be formed. There are various definitions given by so many authors related to goodwill. You can read in your books and at other places. This is the comprehensive definition in which so many things are included. Okay, now let's move on to features of goodwill. So these are the points of features of goodwill. Let's understand them. See, when I explained you the meaning and definition of goodwill, out of those two things you can chalk out the points of features of goodwill as well. Let's see how. The point intangible asset, I told you there as well. Intangible asset means the asset which cannot be seen and touched. Okay, so goodwill is that kind of asset. Already we know that in balance sheet we show it under the category that is intangible asset, like patents, trademark, okay, or copyrights. So like other tangible asset, goodwill is also an tangible asset. Okay, physically it does not exist, but it exists in the business. Okay, now another feature is no separate existence. Like we saw in the example, when Mr. A was willing to sell his business, only then the value of goodwill was estimated, right? So as you can sell any other tangible asset, say for example machinery, furniture, that you can pick and sell it out. But goodwill is not the tangible asset, it is the intangible asset. So you cannot pick and sell it out. It will be sold out only in the condition when the entire business is sold out. Understood? So there is the no separate existence of goodwill. It is having the existence along with the business itself. Understood the point? Now let's move on to another point. Another point is subjective assessment. Like I told you in the definition that goodwill is an estimated value. So this value is estimated and estimates are always not correct. Okay, after few while we are going to have discussion on various methods of valuation of goodwill. So when there are more than one methods of valuation of goodwill, then we can understand that these all are the estimates. Okay, and these estimates are made by the people, okay, who are known as the valuer. So this is the subjective assessment of the valuer. If valuer thinks that this particular business is more valuable, if he thinks that he can make out the more profit, then he will estimate the higher value of the goodwill. Okay, and vice versa, he will estimate the lower value of the goodwill. Understood the point? Like we discussed in the example that Mr. B estimated 5 lakh the value of the goodwill of his business. Maybe possible that he had estimated 4 lakh or 3 lakh. Okay, so this is what the subjective assessment. Fine, there is not the hard and fast rule, only the methods are there to estimate the valuation. Fine, so maybe possible one person is making the valuation of the goodwill which is entirely different from the estimation made by the another person. Understood the point? Now let's move on to another point. Another point is an attractive force. Like we learnt in the definition that there is the probability that the old customer will resort to old place. Means goodwill is a kind of attractive force which works for the customer. Customers are going to come back to that particular organization for purchasing products and services again and again. Okay, so goodwill works as an attractive force for those. Understood? Now let's move on to another point, that is higher profits. We learned in the definition that point as well, that goodwill is the surety of making higher profits in future. Okay, if there is the high goodwill of any business, it means that business is going to earn higher profits than the other organization working in the similar field with the similar investment. Understood? Now let's move on to another point. Affected by various factors, that is the important feature of that. Okay, affected by various factors, like we discussed in the example that Mr. A created the goodwill on the basis of the qualitative product. He sold the qualitative product, he provided the good services, he had the good behavior towards his customer, so many other things. So there are various factors which affect the goodwill of the business. Okay, various factors are there and we will be discussing all those factors in today's section. Okay, so this is again the feature of the goodwill. So there are 6 features: intangible asset, no separate existence, subjective assessment, and attractive force, higher profits, and affected by various factors. Understood? Now let's understand the kinds of goodwill, or we call it classification of goodwill. So the goodwill can be classified into 2 categories, into 2 parts, or we can say there are 2 kinds of goodwill. One is the self-generated goodwill, another is the purchased goodwill. Understood? So the example I took, we had 2 of the goodwills present there. For Mr. A, the amount of the goodwill 5 lakh, that was self-generated goodwill. Why? Because he generated that goodwill on the basis of his business performance, right? On the basis of his efforts made in the past. Understood? So for A, that amount of 5 lakh was the self-generated goodwill. Understood? But for Mr. B, who was ready to purchase the business of Mr. A, for him 5 lakh amount of goodwill is known as the purchased goodwill. Understood? Because when somebody is buying something of worth rupees 20 lakh for 25 lakh rupees, he is paying 5 lakh rupees in additional, means he has purchased the goodwill also. Okay, he has purchased the name and brand and the entire business of that organization. Now he is going to make the benefit out of that. Understood? So that is what the difference between self-generated goodwill and purchased goodwill. Let me tell you something more about it. Self-generated goodwill is developed in business internally. Okay, no consideration in cash or in any kind is paid for that unless the business is sold. Okay, the estimation of the goodwill can be done on the basis of the subjective assessment in both the cases. Okay, purchase goodwill is the amount which is paid by the purchaser of the business. Okay, whenever any person is willing to purchase any business, if he is paying some additional amount in excess of the net tangible assets, so that amount is known as purchased goodwill. Understood? Okay, so this purchased goodwill is recorded in the books of account, but this self-generated goodwill is not recorded in the books of account. Okay, whenever, every time when Mr. A was making his financial statements, then he was mentioning all the assets but not goodwill. Okay, goodwill was there in his business, but that was the intangible. That was a kind of silent friend. Understood? But this Mr. A has paid 5 lakh rupees additionally, so he'll have to show. Okay, he will be showing in his balance sheet under the category of intangible asset by 5 lakh rupees goodwill. Understood? So purchase goodwill is recorded in the books of account, but the self-generated goodwill is not recorded in the books of account, and for that one accounting standard is applicable. Accounting standard 26, which is there for all intangible assets. So that states that there no amount of goodwill will be recorded in the books of account unless consideration is paid for it. Right? Some amount has to be paid. Mr. A, when he was running his business, he did not pay anything for his goodwill. He created his goodwill. So that value cannot be recorded in the books of account. Okay, but Mr. B, he bought it. That's why the amount of goodwill will be recorded in the books of account. Understood? So in this context, we will have to remember the accounting standard 26 as well. Maybe possible in exams, the accounting standard 26 is asked. That what does it mean in terms of goodwill? What does it state? So it states that goodwill should not be recorded in the books of account unless some consideration in kind or in cash is paid for it. Understood the point? So remember it. Okay, now let's move on to nature of goodwill. So these are the points of the nature of goodwill, means how we can understand the goodwill through different aspects. So one aspect of the goodwill is that goodwill is an intangible asset like trademark, copyrights and patents. Okay, we already know that. Fine. Another aspect can be like goodwill is not depreciated like tangible assets, because it is not the tangible asset, it is an intangible asset, and the intangible assets are amortized over its useful life. Okay, what happens in some businesses, the goodwill keeps on increasing, but sometimes the goodwill start decreasing also. So when the value of the goodwill is decreasing in some certain business, then you can deduct some value by the name of amortization, right? So like when there is a fall in the value of the tangible asset due to various reasons, so that is termed as depreciation. Similarly, when there is a fall in the value of the intangible asset, that is known as the amortization. So goodwill is amortized, not depreciated, right? Another aspect can be there, self-generated goodwill is not recorded in the books of account. We have understood that. But purchase goodwill is recorded. Okay, why? Because of accounting standard 26. Okay, now goodwill can be sold but along with business only. As we understood that there is no separate existence of the goodwill. So if you are going to sell the goodwill, so goodwill will be sold along with the business. When you sell out your business, only then the goodwill will be sold out. Separately, you cannot sell the goodwill. Okay, so these are the few aspects to see the goodwill which are known as the nature of goodwill. Understood? Now let's move on to factors affecting the value of goodwill.